Now in today's video, we're taking a look at a brand new power solution that's going to charge all your electronic devices. Not only is it a rechargeable battery, and this is what it looks like, but it also has a solar panel option that's going to give you or keep you topped off all the time, no matter where you are. So battery on the go, solar on the go, gives you a lot of possibilities. Let's get right to it. Now, this is the Ampsos, and as I mentioned, this is a full power solution, not just for those of you who want to have power available if, let's say, for example, you're on a flight and the power adapter under the seat doesn't work. This is going to get you covered. If you're on a trip, let's say on an all-day amusement park, and you want to be able to have power to power up your phones, because let's face it, they're not just for phone calls anymore. You're taking videos or taking pictures. This is going to have you covered as well. If you happen to go off grid, let's say you want to go camping and you want to make sure that you maintain power, well, you'll be able to use this to charge all your device power hungry devices. Their solar panel is going to fast charge your Samsung, iPhone, tablet, earbuds. Is going to keep you also topped off and charged, and can also be used to charge the battery. So there's a lot of options that we're looking at here. So let's first talk about the battery itself. You're looking at a 25,000 milliamp hour battery, 90 watt hours, which means that this is going to be something that's airplane safe, so you can take it with you on an airplane. 170 watts total output. That's significant, guys. That means that you're going to be able to charge any of your hungry devices. I'm talking about a MacBook Pro. We're talking about a Windows laptop. Think about the amount of power those devices consume. You're going to be able to power it with this guy right here. You actually have 3 100-watt USB-C fast charging ports, and 2 of them actually are part of this braided cable system, and you'll see that with the next one on the side. It also has a 33-watt, I would say, USB-A charging port, and that is also going to be a fast charger. Now, for those of you who are Apple users, it also comes with a wireless or the wireless charging solution for your Apple Watch that you would be able to place right here, and it's going to charge. I have tested this with like the Samsung Watch. Unfortunately, it does not work with the Samsung Watch, but it's Apple Watch friendly. So you have a lot of options here when it comes to charging, not just one device, not just 2 devices, 3, 4, up to 5 devices at the same time. So it's like a 5-in-1 type solution. Now, in addition to this, you basically have these super duper braided cables that I'm going to show you in a second that eliminate the need to carry cables too. So literally, this is all you need to put in your bag, in your backpack, in your travel gear, and you're set to go. Now, it does have an LED display that's going to tell you real-time power consumption. It's going to give you all the details that you need. And it really serves as a power hub because it's able to charge so many devices at the same time. Now, there's another solution that I want to show you, and this one really had me floored. And I'm going to show you this. We're going to be going outside, and I'm going to be putting this, and I want to show you the power that I'm getting out of this. This is a solar panel solution, 38 watts of power. That means that if you have a Samsung Galaxy Fold Flip, if you have a Samsung S25 Ultra, 24 Ultra, any of the Samsung lines that support fast charging, this solar panel is going to be able to do this. This is impressive. This is something that, notice, it almost looks like it's a like an iPad cover or laptop cover or notebook cover, right? This, you can put it on top of your car and then basically power your device if for whatever reason you didn't have power in your car. You would be able, if you're at the park, we just had Lollapalooza here in Chicago. How many people ran out of power at Lollapalooza? If you had one of these, you didn't, because you just be able to open this up and you'd be able to top off and record things. And let's face it, that's kind of like an all-day getting into nighttime event. So this is something that's really cool, and I'm going to show you what this looks like when you open it up. So basically, it's a full panel. The panel right there, right? And then it closes up. And then it basically has kind of like the charging ports, which I'll show you in a couple seconds. So I like that it has all of those things in there. Now, they send me some extra goodies, right? And they also have a charging brick, which I have right here. This has 3 USB and 1 USB-A. I use this to charge the actual battery backup solution. But again, they have a really full complement of products that are going to be able to charge all your devices. So let's take a look and see how well they charge. Now, before taking a look at the actual battery itself, I want to show you the solar panel, because I never expected this when I spoke to them about their product. They were going to ship me the actual battery, but they didn't really talk about the panel. When I got the panel, first thing I wanted to do is say, how much does this actually power? Because I could see taking this with me everywhere, especially as we go out. So basically what you have here is your ports, right? So you have a 1 USB-C port that comes out. And then the panel basically opens up just like this, and it has some hooks here where you can actually connect it, let's say, to the side of a trailer. You want to hook it up, you can actually do that. But you can see what the panels are doing right here, and they're pretty high efficiency, even at the lowest possible wattage, because the more sun, the more power this is going to shoot. I always maintained a super fast charging connection on my devices, and I found that was pretty impressive. So that's what this solution looks like. Now, let's take a look at the battery. Now, the battery itself is really cool. It basically has, again, the charging area here. I'm going to go ahead and power it up here. It has the power button, and you'll notice how much power is available. You can pull these charging cables out, and they're just connected here into some like clip-on ports. Unfortunately, they don't retract. I wish it actually retracted, and I wish they could come out further, but this is the actual length that you have there. That being said, it's a really good option, right? So here I'm going to go ahead and let me grab my phone. I want to show you this. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my Samsung phone. This is the Fold 7, and what we're looking for is that teal light. Notice how we got that teal? So that is super fast charging, and it says it right there that this is super fast charging. And then what you can see here is that we're consuming, I think it was 27 watts, or actually 17. It's pulling 17 watts. Now keep in mind that the amount of power that's being drawn by this phone is not determined by the charger itself. It's determined by the phone itself. Now this is also using new charging technology, because as you're charging, the most older batteries, when you plug in a new device, it renegotiates and it drops the charge and it starts charging. So watch what's going to happen when I put this iPhone. This is the latest iPhone. I'll plug it in, and we're going to look to see. And let's go ahead and do that one more time. So we still have super fast charging there, 60 watts. I'm going to connect it again. We're going to see what happens. This started charging, and you'll notice that I didn't lose a beat in charging. That's what I wanted to show you. So notice right here where you have the two charging areas. I'm going to do it one more time. Notice that it's charging at 17 watts. And some of the older devices, what they'll do is, the charging devices, is that would disappear, and then it would start up again in negotiated power. Watch what it's going to do. So we still have that one there. I'm going to go ahead and add this this device. Still charging. And then notice how it's still there. It didn't blink. It was still providing power. And basically now the second device is taking power. So the good thing about that is that it means that as you connect more and more devices, it's just going to distribute the power. It's going to share the power across these other devices so that you can charge them rapidly. This will charge a large device as well. Now I have a cable that I want to show you here, and this is a cable that they provided. I really like this cable. It's a braided cable, but it has a reader on the end, and it tells you how much power is being drawn by the device. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this guy here. I'm going to plug it in, and let's see if I have another phone here. I think I do. Yeah, I have another phone. So what I want to do is I want to see if the charging rate that it displays on the screen is the same that it displays or that is coming out of the device. So right now, this is the third device that I'm charging. And right now, the wattage, it's OC3, you can see it right there, is very low because this phone is dead. What will happen is, as it starts getting more, it wakes up, you're going to find that the charging rate is going to be higher, higher, and higher. And again, what I'm looking for is, do we actually see any kind of decline in power when this is being done? And no, all of them, it's being distributed, because remember, you're going to be able to get up to 170 watts out of this. So this phone will also continue to charge. Now I'm going to get my, my Apple Watch, so we can see that charging at the same time as well. All right, so I have my trusty Apple Watch, and I'm going to go ahead and place it right here. And now this one's charging. You notice how it's telling me that it's charging, and it almost has like a smiley face there, which I think is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and press this button so I can see the charging rates. So everybody's charging, but notice that I'm only seeing 3 of the devices, not seeing 4. So I right now have 1, 2, 3, 4 devices connected charging, but I'm only seeing 3 on display. Maybe it's because of the wireless charger here not being in that display pattern, but you can see that right there. But it's handling all of them at the same time. And again, that's why they consider this more of a hub. So let's go outside and let me show you how the panel works. Oh, one more thing. Before going outside, I wanted to show you this. So right now, the actual, this is a Pixel phone, is absorbing 13 watts of power. And I wanted to see how accurate it was. And you'll notice right here, 13 watts. So the output, what it says it's outputting and what's being received by the phone is accurate and it's consistent. And I really like that. Very sunny day here in Chicago. You can see I have
a lot of sun coming in, especially in our backyard. And I'm going to do my best to see if I can show you what's going to be happening on camera. I'm going to have to probably move over to the shade a little bit, but I wanted to show you our setup. So you see direct sunlight. You can see actually the LEDs here are fully lit. And I want to go to an area where it's a little bit darker so that you can see how much power is coming out of this guy. And that's what really impressed me, given the size of these panels, how much power is coming across. And again, we're going to be able to see on this cable, once we're in the shade, what is it that's coming through when we look at these little displays here for a second. So we're going to go ahead and move over and see how much it's charging. Now the panel is still over there on the side, so we're going to leave the charging. We're going to come back over here to kind of look at what's the charging rate coming through. So I have my Samsung Galaxy Fold, and what we're going to be looking at is what is it going to be drawing. So first of all, as soon as I plug it in, I get super fast charging. It's coming up there. It's a little hard to see because of the sun. And then when I look at the charging rate here, I'm starting to see, let's see if we can push this on camera a little bit because it's so sunny here. It's right now 13 watts, and it's doing its power delivery. So let me see if I can get that over here where you guys can see that a little bit more. But it's just so sunny out here that it's kind of hard to see. So I'm going to put it underneath my umbrella and then get us in an angle right there so you can see it. Now keep in mind that the actual charging rate is going to be based on what the camera, or in this case the phone, is requesting. So the phone is what's drawing this, not the actual panel itself. So let's get a little bit closer and see if we can see what it's doing right there. Yeah, that's better. So you'll notice right there, it's right now drawing 14 watts. Now that doesn't mean that the panel is generating only 14 watts. That means that my phone is requesting 14 watts. Because remember, the panel can take up to 38 watts or generate up to 38 watts of power. But it's super cool that I'm able to do fast charging using a panel. And then you can think about yourself on the beach, right? You're all day on the beach. You have this panel there. It's going to charge your phone and all your other devices. If you're going to be listening to music all day on the beach, which, you know, when we are on vacation, that's something that we do as well. This would come in handy. I see this as something that's going to go with me on every trip. And anytime we're on the beach, my panel's going to be with me.
So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.